Calling all hooligans. I'm talking about cypher buns, the road jumpers, hair raisers, bunners, playboys, mutants, and the punk bunnies. Let's get it. Flush, Lego.
Mount up, think straight, get home, be safe. My team, we don't play them L-Rays or we names. You already know we some hooligans. What am I to be but a hooligan? Catch me in the street with them hooligans. Say you down for the cows, gotta prove it. Mount up, think straight, get home, be safe. My team, we don't play them L-Rays or we names. You already know we some hooligans. What am I to be but a hooligan? Catch me in the street with them hooligans. Say you down for the cows, gotta prove it.
You already know I'm with them hooligans. Running through the city with my chest out. When I have not swung a little bit, they harass us.
We're back, hooligans. Let me know in the chat. Can you hear us okay? Is the feed working? Don't forget to stretch. All right, we are back. Elvex is on the scene. As long as Elvex can hear me, I'm definitely happy. All right, looks like we got rugged for a minute there, but you know, thankfully we're back up live and kicking. Those pesky bots can't keep us down forever. So go do what we asked previously. Go hit the like button, go retweet, comment, share. Let's get this algorithm pumping in any which way, shape or form we can. Let's get the lobby active. Let's get chatting. Okay, cool. You know, just recapping, we had a great reverse AMA yesterday, and less than 24 hours later, we're back at it. As I said, this is transparency, this is communication, this is My Pet Hooligan, and this is AMGI Studios. We've got a full panel here with us today, and lots of fun in store. And yes, we do have Crystal Bunn back with us today. We had so much fun last time to not have her back, right, Colin? So get your questions ready. Crystal Bunn will be making an appearance during our Q&A at the end of the session. But to the team, how you feeling, team? Quick intro and give me a vibe meter check. Go on, West.
What up, everybody? You got West here. My vibes are feeling it. I'm freaking stoked to be here, guys. Happy 30th AMA.
It's 30th AMA today.
30th AMA.
Wow, there you go, 30th AMA.
What up, Carrot King? Happy Friday, y'all.
It's not only the 30th AMA, it's the 30th live stream, and this is like our production has got
That's
better
a good
and
point.
better. Let's do a reflection, because you know this is no small feat pulling off a production like this. Like you know, we're definitely the only people in the space doing this. So you know, let's reflect on how far we've come, and let's give ourselves a pat on the back too.
Yeah, it's been great.
I'm feeling
There you go.
There you go.
I mean, it's,
You're 30 years old, Colin, now.
yeah. No, this AMA is as old as West is. So, no, it's
It's
been,
as old as Luke is.
it's been what, 14 months, 15 months since we started this whole journey with you guys, and you know, I think I always like to say we're transparent to a fault. We're such an open book here. It's just like, you know, people walk in and we kind of show them everything, and
Pretty much.
there are no secrets here. So you guys are part of the sausage making.
Most certainly, yeah.
Factory.
The factory that's happening here. So in real time, you guys are seeing real progress. We're seeing real progress. Every time that we're doing one of these AMAs, or every time we give a tour at this place, we're actually seeing new things for the first time, usually with the people that are on the tour. So that's how fast things move in large part to all these guys here and our team, and it's amazing. We got the best team ever, and we're all here together. You know, I was at an event last night, and it's shocking to me that most studios in LA are not coming together in person. Most people are still working from home, and I know there are some strengths to that. People save on gas, and there are some pluses to that, but
You still lose a lot of
there's a lot of minuses. Yeah, and so our real strength is our team and how quickly we work together. And it's you know, even on our worst days, I'm so thankful for each person on our team that we're all here together. So I'm having a ball, and I think we're just starting.
Let's go, let's
Absolutely.
go.
Here we
All
go.
right, so let's get to it. You know, as usual, we're going to talk game progress. We're going to talk a bit about progress on AI integration within the rabbit hole game. We're going to talk about upcoming events. You'll get to meet a team member you've not met before. This team member's definitely got a lot of powers in his hands, whose DMs are definitely going to be blowing up after the session. So get ready for that. And we will close out with a Q&A with the team and Crystal Bunn, who's now a part of our team too. So let's get straight to it.
It's probably good to start with the elephant in the room right now. A lot of you guys have been concerned, and we're very thankful and appreciative of all the kind thoughts and wishes. But we're all kind of worried, and the elephant in the room is, where's Hooli?
Where'd he go? Nobody knows. He hasn't been here. We can't find him. We have hired some help.
Yeah.
No joke, guys. We don't have any
Done.
so
We've done.
We got an issue
Nobody
here. It
knows.
needs to get sorted.
So there have been some rumors that he's been spotted at the nearest Applebee's.
Been seeing him around.
Well, he was at the Applebee's in Burbank, and then it shut down.
But
You know?
we haven't found him. But so I'm not sure what the plan is. I know, Wes, you reached out to somebody the other day to help maybe track him down.
We've conscripted the help of a certain
expert.
bounty hunter.
That's good.
That's
good.
Good
All right,
use
well-
of diction there.
A bounty hunter? We have a bounty hunter?
A bounty hunter. You guys will be meeting him soon.
Okay.
All right, it sounds like we've got another issue right now with echo. So the guys are working on it. So not only is Hooli missing, but we've got a bit of an echo too.
Man.
So we will
Ooh,
get that.
echo.
Attacks from Meta Zuckbot
echo.
are fierce.
Relentless.
All right, apparently the echo's good now. So let's
turned
get
on the reverb plugin.
Yeah. All right. So it's probably a good time to maybe transition to our meet the team phase of this AMA.
Not yet though, Colin.
yet? Too early?
Well, let's crack on with some updates. So let's get through some updates today. So everybody wants to know where the Wizards been at with kind of game progress. I've been seeing some new destructibles. I've been seeing launch pads, teleporters, new animations. One thing I'm super excited about, and so the community, is some of the new Zuckbots in the building ground. I've seen some of those spiders running around. They remind me of tickers, and they're looking really kind of scary. So let's go over to the man, the myth, the legend, the vibe
Wizard.
master himself, Kevin Mack. Kevin, talk to us, sir.
How you guys doing? I'm pretty excited about where we're at right now. We're wrapping up the build to get it to some of our community. Actually next week we're going to get it out. I think, and I'm really looking forward to people playing it. We got a lot of good new stuff in there. We got the AI Zuckbots running around. We've got a ton of new destructible environment stuff, and that's all kinds of fun because it changes like how you can play the game a lot. Nerdy thing that I'm really excited about is the Epic Online Services is now working with listen servers, which means that people are going to be able to spin up a server and people will be able to connect to it. And so this gives us a way to start testing multiplayer before we go and spin up the dedicated servers. So I know it's nerdy inside baseball stuff, but
no
it makes
easy
me
feat
happy.
though. No easy feat to
Well,
do
yeah, it's
that.
actually
So it's a
really-
big accomplishment
it's
internally,
a
and
fundamental,
part of
really
exactly.
profound update, right?
Yeah, part of our dev. It's a big milestone to hit.
Yeah. Well, we've got a new developer on the team, Archie, and he has been absolutely rocking it. Basically, handed this thing to him and said, "Hey, can you just own this?" And he ran with it, and it's been amazing, and it's making me all kinds of happy, and it's going to make you guys all kinds of happy because that means you can play the game together.
Absolutely.
Good stuff.
That's
All
what
right, so
teams
let
are
me
for.
just clarify here. So next week, is it going to the testing team or the community, Kevin?
This is going to go to a limited testing team first, just so we can start to find out where we're at and just what do we need to break. I mean, the way you find out what's breaking is you get it into people's hands, and you don't want to just invite the thundering herd, on a first draft piece of software because it's you're going to get a million problems. So we're going to get it to that team, start to figure out like where we're at, what we got to refine, what's really going to make it feel great. Some of you guys know Beto. This is his crew people, and they're fantastic, and they give amazing feedback. And then we're going to spread out from there.
All right, and so
Stand by Beto 6967.
all right, so if anybody wants to get on the testing team and wants early access to that, you're gonna have to get in Beto's 6967's good books. But that'd be a great test, and I know we've got a selection of gamers in there from the traditional gaming world and Web3 gamers, so it should be a real kind of good stress test of where we're at and where we're at compared to some of the big games that are already out there. But looking excited to that. When do you think we'll get it out to the wider community? Are we expecting that before or after GDC?
Right. Right now I'm probably I think my thinking on this right now is that it's probably going to coincide with GDC. I think
Makes sense.
I think that makes sense for us to be, because otherwise we're doing like a whole bunch of staggered releases, and the problem with prepping for a release is that it jams up some of your other development, and so I don't want us to be like cranking out like a release a week. I want us to get it to a population, start getting get our bugs back, fix them, get it to GDC, and give a really good build to our our loyal token holders who've been in with us, since the
day
start.
one.
But the game has
Yeah.
a lot. It has a lot of new things. Like it's very bright now, or there's the change of day.
Yeah, we got
Yeah,
time of
day to
day.
night.
Time of
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
There's different robots in there. I think I saw a little glimpse of some of the legs bots. That are in
Right,
there.
they're in. The OGs are in. We get little spiders in.
Melee animations are looking
Yeah,
really
yeah,
cool.
yeah. New
What you-
weapons.
Yeah.
What are you most excited about, Kevin, between like the last version that went out and this version, and what kind of what you're going to be excited about finding back in terms of feedback? Like you're a really technical guy. I'm sure like code gets you excited. So tell us where you're at.
The thing that gets me most excited about is the new weapon architecture, because for a couple reasons. The weapons work better, everything works better. The animations are a lot smoother also, but the way it's architected means that we can tune them. And so as we get feedback from the players, and they want really specific stuff, it's like, hey, the spread on this weapon is too wide at this range or whatever. We have ways to deal with that now, where old weapon system was a lot more primitive than that. This one, we have a lot of control over how these things behave, and so that's exciting to me, because that's kind of the core of your gameplay, and that's what's going to make the difference between a game that's like, yeah, okay, it's cool, but what else is going on, to something that's really worth mastering, where you feel like you can get in, have a good time, and then really discover like just how much better it can get, like as you get better with it.
Yeah, and I guess I jump in on that too. The thing that I'm most excited about is how good the faces are looking.
Right.
The expressive
Yeah,
faces
yeah.
that are in there. I see you guys doing a lot of wonderful art with the FBX files we gave you, and admittedly, the files we gave you have blank expressions. One of these days, I'd love to send you guys just a couple of animated expressions, even as a blend shape, so you can start adding to your characters, because it adds so much to the gameplay. So not only do the characters all have animated expressions, but we're going to allow for these expressions to be triggered not only just by the iPhone, but also by other methods that once again allow this to be the most expressive, most animated, most Pixar Disney style game in Web 3 and Web 2 for that matter.
Yeah, definitely.
So
Totally.
that's really super exciting to us. So not only are we bringing this Disney Pixar style to gaming, but we're also bringing this to AI, and so we're mixing all these things together. And you guys
As
are on
we
this
do.
journey
Yeah.
with us.
So before we move on to right now that we are on the game topic, want to give a shout out to one of our team members right now who's down. He's sick right now, but he's been a big part of why the game looks so great, getting the Zuckbots in there. Joshua, shout out to you, man. Get better soon.
We love you,
But,
Joshua.
absolutely.
yeah,
Miss you,
big-
Joshua.
Big part of the team, so excited to have him back
Yeah,
soon.
looking forward to his speedy recovery and come back with us. And I got one other quick shout out to make here too. Is we just found out Dennis Jacobs just has a newly minted baby boy. And
Oh,
give
nice.
you some love, man.
There you go.
Congratulations.
Stoked for you, man. Congratulations.
Woohoo.
I think Carrot Top Jacobs is a fine name, so you can maybe consider that as your top 3
All right.
somewhere in the mix.
We touched a little bit on kind of getting this alpha ready for GDC. What's the plan for GDC, Luke? We got
Yeah,
a
so
setup there?
GDC is going to be really fun. We got some big announcements going on there. We will be having a spotlight event at GDC with our partner Polygon, so we'll be out there with them. Then we'll also be having our own booth as well. Was that knowledge that was released?
No.
Shit. Sorry, excuse me. That was not released, but now it is.
All right, so basically going to be seeing hooligans everywhere over at GDC. They're going to be plastered all over the walls. It's not a GDC anymore. It's a hooligan
Sorry,
town.
I'm sitting next to Colin. Man.
It's HDC.
I'm getting
Alpha
the Alpha
Weekend is
League.
contagious.
Yeah, exactly. No, so we got big things coming up. We'll have our own booth going on there. We will have another partnership going on there. That I don't know. Just go back 10 seconds. You'll see who that partner is. We're very excited for that. We have a few other things we'll be having going on there with Crystal Bun. I think it's going to be making an appearance, but you'll be able to see this new game build out. Come play it, come try it out. Those of you who have made it to these events in the past, you see that we got a whole setup, very interactive, and we want to have our our community members there to play it, and also bring in new people to our community to experience what we have. So Very excited for that.
All right. We are going to rebrand it as HDC. That's Hooligan DC. I don't know if
There we
anybody
go.
knows what the DC
Yes,
stands
that's
for.
exactly
but
it. That was the big
doesn't stand for
announcement.
District County.
HDC.
HDC coming soon. All right,
Leaky
Luke.
Luke, they're calling
Whilst
it.
you've got
Leaky
the mic, there's been a lot of work going on behind the scenes with some of the tools and technologies and processes that we've got over here, and you've been working on a lot of kind of licensing opportunities for us. Tell us a bit more about that, because that's not some of the stuff the community gets to hear about, but it's an important part of getting our tools and techniques out there to others and the masses. So tell us a bit more about that.
Yeah, it's a good point to touch on. It's like, everything we do here, it's at service of the game, building out a really strong, great experience that's not just for Web 3, but it's for Web 2, and enhances the gameplay that people already know and experience. But part of that is we do have amazing developers who've created some really incredible technology. And, as we're busy getting this game out to completion, we have tours of big name companies who come by who are looking at licensing what we're doing. So, as this game is really growing and building, so is the company's reputation. We say that, yes, the 2023 is the year of the Hoolie, year of the Rabbit, but it's also the year for AMGI, for a lot of our technology to be getting out there in a much bigger way. The game is the place where it all takes place, but they also have a life outside of it. So we're always very busy around here, keeping people entertained, showing them what we do, and it's. I mean, I love what we do, so it's a good thing to do.
My Pet Hooligan has largely been the catalyst for us to then sort of start to branch out on all these technologies that we were developing before. So it's
Anim Tech is a thing that that Colin been working on your entire life, and now we really have a platform and a vehicle to get it out to the masses.
Yeah, and so even though right now we're using all these tools in the rabbit hole game, people have been asking us, hey, can we use some of these? If you're truly creating the most expressive animated characters in this space, can we use this as a plugin for our game? And so those conversations are ongoing, and there's some very big players that we're talking to. And so yes, these hooligans I think are very close to our hearts, because I think we're all kind of hooligans.
Most definitely.
Very much so. But I think there's a place for younger properties, for older properties, I think, and anywhere in between. So we want to have a whole spectrum of different brands that can use this technology.
Yeah, and keep an eye out too, because a lot of the stuff that we are rolling out this year, there's big marketing campaigns going out with some new partners that we haven't released yet. I promise I won't release them on this one, guys. But then there's some other initiatives that come along with those marketing partnerships as well. So keep an eye out. Hooligans are going to be popping up everywhere.
Good stuff. I'm definitely keen to meet Kevin Johnson. We're going to bring him on next.
Ooh.
His DMs are going to be blowing up. But important, another thing is, we have been growing the team as well, and we've got some incredible new people. So talk about some of the new hires and the kind of value they're adding. And actually, a couple of the hires are from the community, right? So tell us about how that's kind of come about.
Yeah, they have been. So at least from a couple from the game side, we brought some people in who've helped push things forward, keep things moving in a really big way. I know Kevin, we just touched on one with Archie. Just everything he's been doing there is just incredible. Wes or Obi Bun, I know you've been talking about the new devs we brought in.
Which we're really pumped on, and we're happy to be reporting some new updates and kind of activations there for you guys.
Yeah, and it's all about growth. I mean, as we grow as a company, we grow as a brand, it's about just making things stronger and continuing to push ourselves forward. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
we also hired an aeroplane to fly over us at this particular moment in time. But there's a story about one of the community members reached out as well, right?
So one of our modelers.
So tell us about that.
I was on Discord one night, and one of our modelers or somebody just in the community reached out, and we were talking and said, "Hey, I'm really good at doing this, and that." It's like, all right, cool. DM me, and we'll figure out if there's a place to fit you in. And now he's been a part of the team, and we're trying to pull him out to California more and more and more. So he's not here yet, but if you're watching, you'll be here soon.
Someday soon, yeah. I mean, even though our strength really is working together in person, we do have some very trusted members of our team that are not here, even in California.
Yeah.
And that's actually worked out surprisingly well so far. So a lot of you out there, a lot of the Carrot Gang who aspire to get into CG or learn the Unreal Engine, I see you guys are doing it.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And stacks And
Always stacks, just
you know,
crushing it.
there's so many amazing people out there, and
So
Hooli
many of you
Media.
guys.
You know, Hooli Media has been compiling so many great clips, and have been such a huge supporter of ours. So everyone out there who's grinding away and learning this stuff,
Dennis.
it's your efforts
Yeah.
are not being wasted. I mean, this is you guys
And
are
they're being
storing
seen.
up. Yeah, they're being seen by us, and I'd love nothing more to expand our team and to find a way to bring some of the most skilled people out there onto our team. So it's happening. We're growing.
And one of the things that we were, Skyhopper and I were discussing yesterday in the reverse AMA is, we recognize how much incredible potential we have in all of you in our community. I mean,
Yeah.
We've got these amazing people that are willing to put time in, contribute to the ecosystem, make content. That's something that we recognize and we see. And as we grow this out, we're always going to be looking for ways to activate you, kind of showcase you and pull you in any way that we can. It's, we recognize how much potential there is, and we're immensely humbled and appreciative.
There you go. So when we talk about, you are our team, you actually literally are our team. I think
totally.
so far we've probably got like around 7 hires from the community,
Yeah,
and
totally.
hopefully that number will continue to grow, and that's in every capacity from the game side to the animation side, and to socials and Discord side.
It's a new way to onboard people that hasn't really existed in I think I don't want to say corporate, but in I guess just the way that we do things. Normally, it's either friends of friends that each other, or you can go through a recruiter, you can go through all these different avenues. But now a Discord community is a really ripe way and a great way to bring in great talented
Absolutely.
All right.
This is a throwback to how it
Speaking
used
of
to be.
talented people,
Okay, yes, let's go for it. Speaking of talented people, we've been talking a lot about a feature film in development. We've got the man himself who's leading. Let's see you over here, please, Kevin Johnson. And he's making his way over right this second.
Mr. Johnson.
Please meet Kevin
Wow.
Johnson.
Look at that.
Anybody
Oh my
who's been to the
goodness.
studio would have
My
already had
bestest, oldest
had a chat with Kevin Johnson. But I'm gonna let Kevin intro himself. So Kevin, intro yourself. Tell us what you've worked on before, and where can we watch some of your stuff already. And tell us what you're doing for the Hooligans and My Pet Hooligan.
Well, like Colin said, probably one of my oldest friends too. I got into this crazy animation business about the same time, 1989.
but he was
Cal
much more
Arts.
talented
Good
than
year.
I was. He's one of those guys that he comes into art school already drawing like an expert. So we're all like, what's this guy doing in art school? You probably were like teaching by then already. I don't know.
I turned around a couple years and I was actually teaching at Cal Arts, so it was kind of a fun transition, and yeah. But at the same time, it's been a crazy trip, and Colin and I actually, the fun part is in this business, you end up working with each other in different places. And Colin and I have been lucky enough, or I've been lucky enough, I don't know if Colin feels the same way, but we've worked on a number of projects together, which is kind of a treat. And now here at AMGI.
All
Yeah,
right.
And,
we're back at it again. I mean, it is funny because it's like in our business, reputation is everything, and so you end up hiring the people that you trust, that are good people, that are good in the trenches, in the ups and the downs, and you want people with a good attitude and good skill, good artistic skills, and so Kevin's always great, super positive, and so he's been while we're working away on the game and the characters and the animation and the rig and how they move and the lore. Kevin's been really spearheading the feature film development of My Pet Hooligan.
Absolutely.
And is very largely responsible for everything you see that's related to the feature film. The color script, the plan. I think you're a couple of pages away from finishing the script.
One other thing.
Yeah,
I
he
just
said
wanna
he couldn't wait to
interject
get
here
it to us
really
today.
quickly, that we've noticed is you're talking about hiring and things that you look for, Colin. But I think also if you have the name Kevin or Luke, you have a high likelihood of getting hired at AMGI.
That
as
is
well.
true.
We have not had a bad Kevin in the studio yet. All the
We got
Kevins
two on
we've
stage
hired,
today.
have been good luck for
I just
us.
wanted to shout that out. Otherwise,
I
forgive me.
want to pass the mic back to Kevin. Everybody else is talking, but this is Kevin's time here. All right, so nobody else is talking but Kevin for now.
Okay.
All right, we're hearing from Kevin. We're meeting Kevin today. So Kevin, tell us a bit about what you've worked on before, and you've got something out on Netflix right now.
Yeah, again, I've been very fortunate to have worked on a number of projects. The first CG thing I ever got to actually animate on was Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. So that was my introduction into computer animation. I was fortunate enough at the time to work on Iron Giant, which was still to this day one of my favorite projects.
Mine too. I didn't work on it though. I'm in awe of anyone who works
You're
on
not
Iron
allowed
Giant.
to talk, Colin.
Yeah.
Let me talk about Iron Giant.
What's your thoughts?
And then I most recently I directed a film called Doggone Trouble. It was timely, and it came out during the pandemic overseas, and then the pandemic hit, and it didn't get a theatrical release here, but it went out on Netflix in 2021 and debuted at #1 and stayed in the top 10 for like 6 weeks. So it's
Nice.
And you have the biggest fan of that movie here.
Yeah, that's me. I'm
There you
I'm
go.
a big
Right,
Doggone
all
Trouble.
right.
So go
Skyhopper
check it out.
mentions
Skyhopper.
doggone trouble every day.
I just never understood the term "doggone trouble." it was alien to me, but that's because I'm British. Apparently, it means something in America. It means like your
Doggone
dog's
it.
out of control.
Doggone.
But okay, cool. I remember when you first came into the studio, and you never left. So what got you so excited about the Hooligans and what we had going on here?
Well, it was interesting because, and again, I think in my interview with Roger, Colin, Luke, and I think I said a couple times, Colin's like, well, we're not always going to agree. And Colin, after saying that 3 or 4
That's a
times,
good
he's
thing.
going, wait, I understand. You've said that enough. Now, I hope that doesn't mean anything. But the thing that is great about coming here is that, and unlike almost every studio I've worked at, nobody's telling me no. And that is so big and freeing and allowing me to do what I'm able to do, which is basically go and talk to everybody and start forming a plan. I love story. I love telling stories. And when I saw My Pet Hooligan, the game, which was super fun, and as Colin keeps saying, is like it's cartoony, it's broad, but it's also got an edge and a bite to it. And this world that we're working in, this game lives in, is kind of in the fray of everything in the world today,
Totally.
where it's like we're talking about, disinformation and metaverse and the blockchain, and there's a rich world here with rich themes. And so I'm going, let's tell a bigger story here. And it's been really fun. It's
Absolutely.
been just a kick. The first thing I got was a file of, I can't tell you how many fan mail, like information, people had ideas. I just opened that up and I'm going, oh yeah, I don't even have to work that hard, because there's like a ton of information, cool information of characters and situations that people wrote in.
A lot of the
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
that the
so-
Carrot
I
game
remember you
made,
telling
yeah.
me that. Like you went through the lore that the community created. You're like, there's a lot of great stuff here. So like all the stuff that you guys dove in on and came up with, like you read every single word.
Big
Yeah,
shout
no,
out to
and
Wisely for
it's
oftentimes organizing
like,
that.
oh, this is great because we have a cool villain. Oh, and this faction does this kind of thing. And again, they're very diverse and very rich. And then just starting to put the puzzle pieces together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good stuff. I've got two more questions for you, please, sir. One is I've noticed you've been writing a lot of our actual community hooligans and community members and holders into the script. So everybody's always hitting me up in the DMs. Can I get in the film? Can I get in the film? Like how does this process work?
I asked Wes a lot of questions.
All
about
right,
it.
West. Everybody DM West right now.
Hit me up,
But,
guys, if you want to get in the script. We'll see what we can do.
All right. That's it. That's
But there's
it.
a
That's all
couple.
I need to
There's a
know
couple.
about that.
Yeah,
Go for it.
there's a couple. I mean,
Yeah,
I think you
there's
guys will
some
be very happy
major-
to see.
some major characters. It's like I'm going, oh, that's a cool name, and this person, like, for example, Radix, which wasn't there before, and all of a sudden he became like this kind of turning point. We did this prologue where it's like Radix is now like this cornerstone of the story.
Wow.
And
That's it. That's all.
Okay,
That's all.
okay, can't tell you
That's
more.
all I can say.
No
All right,
spoilers.
I want some filmmaking alpha off you now. I want you to talk about, just this is more educational. You've got a lot of people listening who don't necessarily know how the film business works, but talk about the process of starting from an idea, taking it into production. What are the phases of making a movie, and where are we at the moment?
Yeah, well, to getting started again, for me, immersing myself into this world was reading fan mail, for one. But wanting to figure out what the main theme of this idea is. And I think once you lock into that, once you understand, well, this is the theme, and in this world of disinformation and trying to, these
Make
factions,
sense of that,
trying to make sense of it, and these factions, fighting not only Meta Zuckbot and the corporation, but they start fighting each other. And I like the idea of this story being one of, it's the illusion of choice, and figuring out that these characters, once they decide that, hey, we have choice, we want to have choice, then they can get along and overcome the problem that is there.
What really impressed me about Kevin's first treatment on the My Pet Hooligan script was that it was gettable. Often I see a lot of these films that when you have too many cooks involved with the final writing of this thing, it could be all over the place. And what was really refreshing is that Kevin's first treatment just it had something that most treatments don't have, which is a beginning, middle, and end. And a lot of the stuff, we're both, I think, inspired by the Save the Cat book series.
Always.
I think it's the best screenwriting book series out there, and it allows you to look at your film through the lens of different genres and what kind of story are we telling? What's the theme of the story? So Kevin, I think, really nailed it. These are just some samples of some of the artwork that certain beats.
Yeah,
that I think you were
as we go through, so it's like Colin said, one of the things I first go to is it's kind of like writing for dummies. I love Save the Cat. It makes it simple. I need to look at simple, but then beyond that, you can start expanding into the different the different sequences and the characters' arcs, and it helps to define where you're going. So
Great stuff. Thanks. I think that's it from you, sir, today. But you can join us on the couch for the next segment, which is questions.
Q&A.
So it's time for go for it.
Q&A.
Q&A. Yeah, it's time for Q&A. I thought I missed something there.
Well done.
So it's time
Thank you.
It's time for the all-important Q&A. I don't know if Crystal Bunn's going to be joining us, but we will find out soon. But yeah, get your questions ready. I'm looking at the YouTube chat, so throw it
Q&A
in
with
and
Crystal.
Aches, if you're in
Questions
here,
with Crystal.
if there's anything coming up on Discord, I want to see it in the YouTube chat, please. So let's get them questions ready. We're going to see if we can get Crystal Bunn live as well, but let's get them in. And Kevin's here to answer some questions too. We've got two Kevins here to answer some questions.
Yeah. Ooh, Kevin Squared.
Sitting side by side, so Kevin Squared is here to answer some questions. Yeah. Okay.
And we're sharing a mic.
Sharing a mic.
Kevin's share a lot, not just
if you have any,
but also a
if you
mic.
got any technical game
works.
questions, I think they're both named Kevin. I think either one can answer it. Just kidding, buddy.
Okay, first question is, what's up with Crypto NFT Maniac? I don't know, but Crypto NFT Maniac was on the reverse AMA, so it should be pretty fine. I'm sure he's safe and sound. Okay, let me see what else we've got in here. How is Kevin's shark doing? Kevin, did you have a shark? Somebody's asked how your shark is doing. I didn't know you had a pet shark.
How's Kevin's shark doing? I assume we do have a
I don't
shark.
think Kevin has a shark.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what the context of that
Must
question
be a Jumping the Shark reference.
Must be.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm so lost.
Are you guys jalapeno popper or mozzarella stick kind of guys? Need to know for a
It
science.
depends. Are we talking
Need to know for a
Wendy's
science
or are
project.
we talking Applebee's?
If we're talking Applebee's,
It's hard to decide at Applebee's. They're all so good.
I'm deep in the wings.
Good stuff.
Can't handle
this
the
one
beat.
might be for you, Colin. What was Crystal's childhood like?
I think we should just ask Crystal. I mean,
Yeah, let's get Crystal up here. Crystal?
Crystal, you with us? There we
Crystal.
go.
Crystal, what was your childhood like?
Thinking.
Seems to like to have forgot about a childhood.
My childhood was quite adventurous. I grew up in the Cypher Bun faction and was taught to fight from an early age. I had to be resilient and strong, which I think has helped shape me into the person I am now. I also had a lot of fun adventures with my friend Hooli.
I think she's kind of masking all the dark stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Ask her some more about Hooli.
Tell me about Hooli.
Yeah, where's Hooli?
Hooli is a rabbit with no faction, which makes him quite unique. He's a bit of a troublemaker and loves to get into mischief. He's also smart, funny, and has a foul mouth. We've been close ever since we met, and he's always been a great friend and support.
Where did Hooli go? That's a question from the community.
We hear that Hooli is missing. Where did he go? This could go anyway. I have no idea where this is going to go.
We have no idea where he is, so maybe we might find
Maybe
out.
she knows. She could know.
I'm not sure where Holy went. He disappeared a few days ago, and I haven't been able to get in touch with him since.
Oh.
I'm worried that he might be in trouble or that something bad has happened to him.
The plot thickens.
I'm trying to find him, and I'm determined to get him back safe and sound.
Okay,
Holy moly.
The plot thickens. The plot thickens. The plot thickens. Does Crystal Bun know what Skyhopper looks like?
What does Skyhopper look like?
Ooh.
That's a good one.
That's a very good one.
Does anyone know?
We don't know.
Skyhopper is a tall, handsome rabbit with a
Yay.
mysterious Manchester accent. He wears a simple black suit with a white shirt and a black tie, and he has a glowing blue eye that indicates his cybernetic enhancements.
Wow.
He's quite athletic and powerful, and he's the self-proclaimed leader of the Hooligan factions.
There you go. There you go,
so
Colin.
she's better all the
Colin,
time.
step
Wow.
back.
Dang.
There's a
All
new
in.
boss in town here. Question in for Kevin. There's a question that's come in and said, when will feature film be released? Talk to us about how long it actually takes to develop something
Takes a
like
long
this,
time.
please. So there's some realistic expectations.
Yeah, I'll have to talk to my higher ups on that one. Development, and getting it into the process 6 months to a year. Release dates and getting it into a place to show it. That's a bigger question.
I can speak to a couple of things here real quick too, because this touches on our wider expectations and hopes and plans for the IP and brand, right? So, in conjunction with the release of our game, we're also going to be pitching this film, and just putting this out there as a wider IP. So listen, these things take time, but the fact that we have the expertise and the ability and the DNA of Hollywood storytelling, we're going to be pushing that, and that's a major area of expansion that we look
exactly. And I mean, we have a script that's actually in pretty good shape,
Yeah, we're actually
and the
kinda ready to
focus
start
is getting
pitching.
the game out. But as the game gets out and gets more exposure, right behind that is people looking at it saying, okay, what's the next extension of this brand?
Absolutely.
Where can we take this? It's, look what's happening right now with Arcane and League of Legends. Look what just happened with the HBO show, Rest of Us.
Yeah,
and
Last of Us.
Last of
Amazing.
Us, sorry. Yeah, so, it's definitely out there happening, and it's just all about good storytelling and having good stories at the core of what we're doing, whether it's a game or feature first. So.
And I think in the same way that we want the game to be this top quality game that's as good as anything out there, I think the feature film also has to have that same kind of quality.
Absolutely.
We don't want to just be a second-rate thing. We don't want to be just a cheap thing that's put out very quickly.
Yeah.
Typically, once the story is determined and once the characters are created, these are usually about an 18-month process, I think, to get all the animation done. As you guys know, we do have a couple tricks up our sleeve that speed up that process. Usually the biggest bottleneck is how many seconds can an animator do a week, but also near the end, inevitably, you end up throwing stuff out. Usually, I think if every film I've ever worked on, by the time you get to Act 3, you realize, oh, we have to redo Act 1 to properly set up Act 3. So you end up throwing things out. In less cheaper productions, producers usually say, no, we can't throw anything out. It's all very precious. We want the kind of studio where we're able to throw things out without a lot of pain.
We want to be able to iterate.
Yeah, we want to be able to iterate. It's all about iteration loops. It's all about feedback loops and the feedback with the crew, with the producers. But really, the most important thing is you want the crew to believe in the story, and you see it. You know it when a
get
joke is
excited
working.
about what you're working on.
That's exactly right. So we want to be able to make sure that we can make as many iterations as necessary to make the film as perfect as it can be.
So I see a couple questions here that are coming in that are kind of in the same vein of the movie. How to get their hooligans into the feature film or put in there?
DM West.
I think,
Yeah,
DM West can also.
DM West.
I think
Yeah.
his
I
inbox.
think, and I think what's up. I think you said that send out a form maybe for some official submissions. We
Yeah, I
will
think
do
that's
our
a-
best to get
Yeah.
everybody
I think
in
it's
that
a good
wants
call.
to be in.
Yeah.
Obviously, guys, movie scripts. there's a lot of finesse and kind of like specifics that go into there. So I don't want to promise anything, but the truth is we'll do our damnedest.
Yeah, but
to
even
get
still,
people
just doing these little episodes like we've been
absolutely.
doing. As you all have seen, we've gone from doing just really quick little bits that we still put out, but also having more of an episodic focus as we release our content, pulling more community members into that storytelling.
Two things on that really quick too. Given
you only get one.
well, given what Colin was mentioning, like we're a tech-forward storytelling company. So the fact that we are, this is an IP, this is a Web3 native IP, so that already gives us a bit of a tool chest that we can play with too, given that we've got a community that we can rely on to come up with ideas on, include in the script, and there might even be some other Web3 activations we can do around the film. One other thing, just want to shout out, Emerson had mentioned, are we going to have a premiere in the rabbit hole, and can we throw tomatoes at the screen on site?
Yes.
I think pretty much.
Absolutely.
At some point,
That's
and
the
again,
plan.
There's a lot, there's still a lot, obviously.
Can you give us a hard
rabbit hole,
date
but
when we're going to do that?
Not going to give it a hard date, but at some point, I
that
think we
makes
could
all
pretty
the sense in the
definitively say
world.
that.
I mean, mixing a Netflix experience with a gaming experience, with a Disney Pixar experience.
Absolutely.
We're mixing all these things together. And in terms of like who gets written in or not, we don't want it to be like a political thing, but it's people who stand out as vibrant members, people that are making stuff that's getting everybody's attention, doing unique things. I mean, that's kind of how you kind of write yourself into the script by bringing attention to yourself.
And luckily we've got all these resources in the studio. How blessed are we to have game developers, animators, and filmmakers in the studio? Like all this is in-house, right?
Incredibly,
it's
blessed.
really rare. I mean, just even in terms of like doing a character like this, I mean, it's very rare that there's a lot of technical programmers that have been making great progress with the AI stuff. Very rarely are they talking to animators, and so I think we're in this incredibly unique studio here. And
other studios, it's rare that they're talking to animators.
Yeah, other studios aren't talking to
totally.
but here we talk. I mean, here the animators and programmers are talking every day. They're literally back to back. So I think that's a real strength. Everything you see here, I think this is like 1% of where this stuff is going in terms of AI chatbots. I think there's huge strides we're making even behind the scenes now that we hope to show you very soon.
Well, it's
all right. Let's pull up a. Did you want to say something there, Kevin?
along those same lines too. It's like as things are developing in the story arena, I often I'll drag Kevin up there. I'll drag Colin, or Luke, Wes, anybody that'll put up with me telling them reading a script and half acting out a part and getting their input. And it's been so helpful in fleshing out the story and the characters. I get great ideas from them, and it's like, oh, that's funny. Let me write that in.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
So it's really an amazing team here. One point on the Crystal thing. So I'm kind of old school when it comes to animation, and the day that we put Crystal on a hoverboard out here, and Colin's like flying her around the stage, I'm going, okay, I get it. I see we're going 1,000 miles an hour, and this is fun, and the characters are fun. So
all right, good stuff. Got a couple more questions for Crystal Bunn, if you can, please.
Let's do it.
I don't know where this is going to go, but can we trust Crypto Stash?
Ooh.
Can we trust Crypto Stash? Can anyone trust him?
Oh, with a
Maybe a
mustache like
double
that.
agent.
He is a secret agent. So there's something there.
I'm
but
not
I'm gonna
sure. Crypto Stash is a mysterious figure who claims to be a hacker, so it's hard to know if we can really trust him or not.
All right,
He seems to be on the side of the hooligans, but it's impossible to know for sure. I would be careful dealing with him.
Wow, Crypto Stash, you're
still
going to have
trust
to
him.
answer for yourself, sir.
Yeah.
You're going to have to answer
Truth
for
hurts.
yourself. So everybody ping Crypto Stash, make sure he answers to that. You know what, I'm going to throw this out there. I don't know if you want to go for it, Colin, but do we think Crystal Bunn knows who the others are?
Ooh.
Do you know who the others are?
The others are an enigmatic group of creatures who may or may not be on the side of the hooligans in the fight against Metazuckbot. They are small, cute, and scary at the same time. Some believe they may be little alien mutant ghost-like creatures, but nothing is certain.
I think
Okay.
that's it for
That's
today.
actually-
I think that's it for today. Do you have
oddly
anything else?
specific.
I'm gonna write that in.
Kevin, you've been replaced. You're officially replaced by Crystal Bun.
All right. Okay.
John
Anything
Harris
Crystal
done.
Bun
from
write
you,
the
Luke?
script.
No, I think that's all up.
All
for,
right, well
all
there
up
you
from
go.
us over here.
We now have a bit of insight into who the others are, but I think that's been a great session. Great to have Crystal Bun back in the mix, and yeah, definitely want to see. I think we should make that a regular segment when it comes to Q&As.
That was good.
So hopefully from this point onwards, unless we have a different setup, do get your questions ready for Crystal Bun. Crystal Bun is AI, so we actually don't even know what Crystal Bun's going to say half
true.
the time. I did not know that Crystal Bun thought I was some handsome athletic guy from Manchester, but now I know.
Skyhopper's been over there seeding.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So everybody, once again, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the session. Do meet us again. It'll be myself and West and anybody else who jumps in the room for the Reverse AMA next Thursday, and then the next live stream will be in a couple of weeks' time, and we've definitely got some special things cooking up for you in between then too. So. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Big shout out to you all, the Carrot Gang. We appreciate and love you all constantly, everything you do for us, and all the energy and inspiration you give us too. Any final shout outs from the crew?
Keep up the great work. I mean, I love seeing what you guys are doing in Unreal. I've kind of hinted that learning to make your own customized Hooligan merch may not be a bad skill in the future.
Yep.
So keep up the good work, and hopefully we get to meet you guys all in person someday.
Love and
Absolutely.
appreciate you all, guys.
Did you enjoy yourself, Kevin?
Totally. This has been a blast.
Yeah, Kevin, thank you for
Thank you for
joining us.
joining us.
Any
also-
final
a
words,
few
Kevin?
other names.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's a Dennis Jacobs may make a appearance, and Lord Victor has
Watch out.
appeared.
Now who's spilling the alpha?
There
Look
you
at
go.
that.
Yeah.
He's taking my
Possibly have some.
Oh yeah, have some hope too. Have some hope. Keep the hope.
And also, big shout out, guys, as always, the AMGI team again.
Yep.
Joshua, thoughts and prayers, buddy. Best wishes, and the rest of you guys in here. Appreciate you. Love you all.
Absolutely.
very much.
Amen.
And
Have
there
a
you
good one,
have it.
everybody. Thank you.
See you in 2 weeks' time. I'll see you in a week's time.
Hooly
We'll
hoo.
see you, but we'll speak to you. All right. Peace.